Welcome to On the Chain. This is Jeff here with co-host Chip. What is going on, Chip? What is going on, everybody out there in the On the Chain community? I'll tell you what,
Your camera
XRP.
just went out.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
My
man,
God,
this is how it goes. We always have some kind of things. We
All
always
right.
have something going on.
Well, let me finish this thing. We got to keep it going. XRP, Gensler proposes new rule to keep your money safe and your crypto safer. I don't know if that's the case, but Chip, if you're ready to roll, I'm ready to roll, and I got to fix this camera thing. So let's go.
Welcome to On the Chain.
Well, I guess Jeff's going to be fixing that, guys, but I wanted to say just one thing. So, super glad you guys are joining us here today. And if you're really liking the content that we're putting out, really appreciate your support. You can either hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications so that you never miss a stream, but it's kind of hit or miss. So sometimes it's there. And if you're feeling a little extra generous, want to send us a super chat or subscribe, enjoying the monthly, go ahead and do that too. But the best way you can support us is to share our content. Share it on social, tell your friends, tell the neighbors, tell somebody about it. And that's exactly probably the best way you can share it. Now, I want to jump right into some big stuff. Drop the city, the state, the country, the where you're coming in from today. Drop it in the chat. We'll throw it up there as we move along. And if you're on the rewatch, always drop a comment in there because we always check that out as well, Jeff. But there's so much going on. And also, one thing we forgot to talk about is Jeff and I are actually going to show you a little taste of what we've been working on with our NFT project. And
sweet.
We'll show a little bit of that today. But again, we've been working on it and we've been talking about it for a long time. What's going on? Becky Forbes, she says, hey, Chip. Hey, Chip. Yeah. Hey, what's going on? So as we do that, Jeff, I want to pull up this one piece. That was pretty insightful here. CoinDesk puts this article out here and says, opinion. Check this out. We need to excise the phrase regulation by enforcement from the crypto regulation conversation, not just because it's imprecise, but because it's simply not a thing, says Timothy Cradle, the director of regulatory affairs at Block Search. So I don't know who Timothy Cradle is, but excising that phrase that we so have become familiar with in the in the XRP community and the crypto community at large, this whole idea of going after library, going after Ripple, going after stable coins, going after everything. Jeff, what do you think about this?
So are they saying that they are not regulating by enforcement? Is that their idea here? Are they trying to get rid of it so it just doesn't seem so bad? Or are they just trying to mix it up and just give in to the G-Man?
Oh God, this is a very long article. There's so many words there, Jeff. There's
way too many words. There's
pictures to look at.
It's at least 1,000 words on that page.
Okay, so there it is.
Regulation is simply not a thing. That's true, Chip. It's not a thing except if you're Gary Gensler, and then it is a thing.
And all of a sudden, it's a thing, Jeff.
It was never a thing until Gary Gensler made it a thing. So
look at this writer using big words. The problem is the pernicious concept in crypto that goes under the name quotes, air quotes, Jeff, regulation by enforcements. We need to excise this phrase because it's imprecise. It's simply not a thing. Regulators in the U.S. are not creating new rules. They're enforcing existing rules. No. Perhaps crypto executives need a quicker refresher. Bills proposed, bill goes to committee. Bills voted on, bills signed into law. Well, no, first of all, it has to pass the House and Senate, kind of rush that one through. Regulators write rules to match the intent of the law. No, that's not true either. A comment period is open to the public, for like 30 days if you're Gary Gensler, and then a final rule is written and published in the Federal Register. No, the rules, Jeff, there's a lot wrong with this article, but number one, I mean, they're like a bill's voted on. By who?
But why is that relevant? I mean, so he's saying there's no such thing as crypto by enforcement, but you have to give Congress, the legislative.
So look at this.
Wait a minute. Who are we talking to? I mean,
This is how
I
silly this is.
I don't get what they're trying to talk, what he's trying to reference here. It doesn't really make sense because there is such thing as regulation by enforcement. We know that for a fact. We know that Gary is regulating via enforcement, and Gary Gensler doesn't have the authority to declare cryptocurrency one way or the other. He can try to bring it to court through enforcement and come out with a legal decision on it, but it's kind of ridiculous. And so again, Chip, kudos to Gary Gensler, because it's Gary Gensler that told Congress, hey, if you want rules, vote on it.
Yeah, but then they go, if regulators thus far have been successful in obtaining enforcements, then it should be a huge wake-up call to the crypto industry. So after all this, they're throwing in the disclaimer, well, have you followed the library case? What did library do wrong? Nothing. So they went after library on murky, unclear so-called rules. And this person says it. But the best thing about this, Jeff, don't worry, because our favorite superhero, John Deaton, commented on this.
Yeah, Chip. Nathan is saying, who's Bill and why am I voting for him?
Yeah, that's a good funny thing. Bill, it's called a bill until it becomes a law. I'm just a bill.
Who paid them
Just
off?
the same old bill, and I'm sitting on Capitol Hill. Well, then there's that whole rhyme they made up at Schoolhouse Rock, so you'd understand what how a bill gets signed into a law.
Chip, all good.
We got the Nebraska listener
from Nebraska.
So of course, John Deaton, John Deaton is crypto law. He says, what regulations where is the precise guidance on which digital asset is or is not a security and why? And where's the guidance to all market participants for operating a business product on a decentralized ledger with consumptive tokens? Where are the registration? Hang on a second. I've got another.
Where are they?
Where are the registration? Where's the part of this?
There we go.
Yeah, where are the registration forms for decentralized tokens? Who files them? How often? What has to be disclosed? And where's the accounting principles are used? And the questions are many. The answers are nil. The only clarity ever given to a market participant has been the form of a lawsuit, a settlement, or a fine. It's regulation by extortion, Jeff. By extortion. I like that.
Yes. Regulation by extortion makes more sense.
I chimed in and said, regulation by enforcement should be changed to regulation by litigation. The bottom line is there's no clear rules to the road, but come hell or high water, the SEC and dopey Gary Gensler will find a way to crush the souls of the innovators and the companies that are actually playing by the existing rules, the ones that actually exist, Jeff, and are being transparent. In the case of Ripple, calling Ripple and saying, hey, we're going to go do this. Any objection? And then 10 years later, we're going to file a lawsuit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We object. It's like,
what in
just
the actual
just
hell?
drag your feet a little bit until it happens. This is good though, because on the tails of that, I think this is a perfect tweet to talk about. Because why? Because our buddy Gary Gensler is notorious for asking these exchanges and projects to come on in and just fill out the website and do all that good stuff. So Jeremy Hogan put this up, but let's just real quick. Let me see if the audio's there.
These firms, Kraken knew how to register. Others know how to register. It's just a form on our website.
Just a form on there. Everyone knows how to register. So Jeremy Hogan said, I've spent a couple days looking for this simple form on the SEC website with no luck. Once I find it, all those $500 an hour security lawyers are going to be out of business. That's it. That's all you have to do. Just a simple form. Go on the website, fill it out, and you're good. But they all know how to find it. Apparently, it's not there. But maybe Gary Gensler thinks it's on the website, and it really isn't on the website. Maybe he's never been to the website, even though he does do his coffee hour talk, whatever that show is called. Was it Not Crypto Hour?
He put another one of those out today too.
Oh, that's gonna be fun to watch. It's called Investment Power Hour with Gary Gensler.
No, it's called Fantasy Hour with Nut Job, who's talking about clear rules. It doesn't. Nobody else can see. You're like, it's kind of like that Emperor has the new clothes where he walks down naked and everyone's gonna pretend they're beautiful clothes, right, Gary? They're beautiful. We're gonna walk right down Main Street. Jeff, all I have to say is that when you're right, you're right. And man, were we right again. I'm almost tired of so much winning with being right, but it happens.
It's hard. It's really hard to win all the time with being right. I agree.
Yeah, so here we go. So this was put out by Charlie Gasparino from Fox Business. He said, breaking per Eleanor Terra to my reporting, securities lawyers, including a top SEC official, say that the SEC is looking to largely cut off crypto in all its forms after the FTX debacle. The SEC enforcement has been blanketed crypto with so-called Wells notices, signaling intent to bring cases. So, Jeff, remember we talked about, like, you and I said, hey, isn't it interesting about that collapse and when it happened, and should it have happened already? But it seemed like it was destined to fail from the beginning, from jump, and like, oh, it took down an industry and all these poor people that we were supposed to help, and it made a mockery of it. And Gary Gensler did nothing to stop it. And it almost seems so orchestrated. When you see this, that, oh, but that thing happened with FTX. And so what are we going to do? Not prevent what FTX did, but go ahead and send Wells notice. A Wells notice is a notice that you're going to be under, the SEC's coming after you, right? That's a Wells notice. So you're like, hey, you get a Wells notice, woohoo! And SEC's coming after you, and they're going to crush you like a grape.
It's a notice that you should have come in. You should have filled out the form on their website and came in to visit them. I mean, this guy, man, I swear to God.
Jeff, why didn't they just fill out the form?
They should just fill out the form. Mr. G-Man, the SEC crypto crackdown. Just come on in, look at, and here, you got to love this part. They can come in, talk to our talented people and disclosure review teams. Could you imagine? I don't see how the SEC is hiring any talented people. I would say the exact opposite. I'm not, trying to put anybody down that might be working for the SEC, but I just have a feeling that if you had talent, you wouldn't be working for the SEC. That's all I'm saying, Chip.
Well, I'm not going to listen. I know people have to make a living. I know that things have to happen. I get all that stuff. I mean, I'm not going to take it away from them, but yeah, there's a lot of things. I think that's why so many people are bailing from the SEC these days, Jeff. I think that they're just kind of a little bit tired of that. And look at this from this was an interesting exchange. So Jesse Powell talked about that. He had an interesting take on Jeremy Hogan's just fill out the form. Jesse Powell, and he's now the chairman of Kraken, former CEO. But he said, "Oh man, all I had to do was fill out a form on a website and tell people that staking rewards come from staking. God, I wish I'd seen this video before paying a $30 million fine and agreeing to permanently shut down the service in the U.S. How dumb do I look? Gosh." And Congressman Warren Davidson in the House said, well, Gensler expects Americans to believe that Kraken paid a $30 million fine and shut down its U.S. staking program because they forgot to fill out a form on the SEC's website. Or is this the predictable consequence of regulatory uncertainty and regulation by enforcement? And Jesse Powell commented on Warren Davidson's and said, Operation Choke Point 2.0 is in full effect. It's no coincidence that every financial regulator in the country is attacking mundane, respectable, domestic crypto businesses in the past week. There's no interest in supervising crypto. Everything is being done to shut it down, Jeff.
Shut it down.
Shut it down. Do it live, Jeff. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. We will do it live.
Well, I found the forms page, and there's no forms for crypto.
There's no forms page. Gary Gensler, again, makes it up as he goes along.
Crypto assets. And
what he figures is nobody will call him on his BS, Jeff.
But I don't see how this is a form, because it's not really a form. Gary Gensler is all over the place. This guy. How does he fit on this page? Why I ought to take care of this guy.
Give him such a...
There you go. Celebrity endorsements of the crypto, right? And then you got this guy. The SEC and cryptocurrency office hours. What are crypto trading platforms? Man, he's trying to be a YouTube sensation over here. Look at that.
He's a dope, Jeff.
Crypto assets. What are they? And what should I do with them? Now, if you go back to their homepage and you try to look around, you can kind of go up here. You can search. And then you can say, I want to look for forms.
Well, Jeff,
There's
we
some
have
possible
and
financial tools.
nobody knows, Jeff. Nobody knows.
Who
Nobody
knows?
knows.
Information for Stanford investors. Man, didn't hey, was it Stanford that kind of got caught out there? Two guys from Stanford that helped bail out Sam Bankman fraud.
We're gonna
Sam
get to that.
Bankman fraud.
Bankrupt fraud. Can't even keep his like fake name in check, Jeff. So look at here it is. If you want to
Keep
stomach
forgetting
some
it.
more Gary Gensler, here we go. Here's
Here we go,
Gary
look at that.
Gensler. That's kind of what it's like with. That's what the SEC looks like, not the market. That's the SEC. They don't know which way's up, which way's sideways, or whatever. Bunch of arrows on the screen. But let's listen in and see what our pal Gary Gensler has to say.
Market plumbing. Behind our retail trades is something called a clearinghouse. They exist to reduce the risk of our capital markets by stepping between buyers and sellers to help ensure that they get their securities on one side and cash on the other. They also add some time between when you execute a buy order, for example, and when you actually get the stock. If you enter into a trade on a Monday, say, the cash and securities don't finish changing hands until Wednesday. That's called two-day settlement. But what if the price goes way up and the seller no longer wants to hand over securities? Or what if the broker goes out of business before that 2 days were up? So clearinghouses need to have rules standing in the middle to reduce those risks.
Handcuffs.
And
He's ready for
importantly,
handcuffs, Jeff.
the parties to the trade
Getting ready.
need to post some money called collateral, or technically margin, to cover any of those potential losses. The longer it takes for trade to settle, the slower the plumbing. The more risk our markets assume, the more risk fundamentally that we all assume. The good news, though, is we now have the technology to shorten that plumbing.
We do. It's called Ripple. They do it with treasuries. They do it with everything. And you're crushing the hell out of them there, dumb Gensler. And he's like, he's talking about, I mean, look at this. He has a whole video about the problem that it takes 2+ days and a lot of stuff can happen within 2 days. And we've got settlement and full liquidity in 4 to 5 seconds. But wait, the good news is we have the technology. Please, Gary, enlighten us with the technology.
So 1 day, or even perhaps the same day, you buy a stock on Monday, you get it on Tuesday.
What?
This is just shameful. This is just, it's downright.
What does that even mean? You get it on, I mean, I get it. There's settlement with a stock and everything, but if you go in, you know, you can get stock. Granted, the settlement takes a little bit of time on the exchange, but a lot of these exchanges will give you your stock, especially if you're trading on that platform. Man, I don't know about him. I don't know about him. You know, I get it. You know, there's always going to be a little bit of settlement delay. But why does he think, oh, someday, Chip, the technology will be here someday? Meanwhile, AI is about to replace Gary Gensler. I mean, it's like
decentralization, Jeff.
Decentralization and AI, and then we need nothing else. That's it. What else is needed? I mean, it's crazy. It's insane.
It's insane.
He's so
Look at
boring.
this.
He's so boring.
So breaking, the 2 signers of scam bankrupt frauds bond have been court order released. They are Andreas Papkek, Stanford research scientist, and Larry Kramer, former dean of Stanford Law School. So Jeff, you have 2 Stanford level scientists and a former dean of the school. The big thing about this was I did not see this coming at all. I thought it was going to be more high profile people. And part of us are going like, who the hell's Larry Kramer? And who's this Andreas name that's missing some vowels that I can't pronounce the last name? I'm like, so that's it. That's what we ended up with. Here's a bio on Larry Kramer, but weren't his parents both from Stanford?
His dad, I think his dad was a professor at Stanford, and he had to leave because of obvious reasons.
Imagine this guy, all the scrutiny he's under.
Oh my God, and he was the dean. So what else did he do though? Oh, board of iCivics.
Yeah.
What else did he do?
He responded to
know?
pressing and timely problems such as challenges related to political polarization and cybersecurity, meaning he was big time into censorship, Jeff. That's kind of what that means right there. Censorship was like a main thing for him, but that's one of them. And then what do we have else? We have live footage of the cabal going on. If we find these guys effective, all the shows are going to explode. I thought the new CEO of Twitter was pretty cool, though. It's pretty cool. It's good looking.
Very cool.
It's a good looking dog. It's like he's signing some important paperwork there, Jeff, with pause. Sign, name, title. He's got his little Twitter.
That's how you do it.
Laptop. Yeah, it's just it's pretty rough.
They can't hang in there any longer. I mean, it's everything's imploding on them. I find it interesting though that you have these two individuals from Stanford that bailed him out. I mean, that's a lot of money for, you got to wonder how much money did they get?
It was the university's money, Jeff.
How much did they get from FTX? That's what I would like to know.
Don't you think that I don't know, maybe they borrow the funds from the university potentially? Who knows, really?
Maybe. But we got Slovakia. I think this is the first time somebody from Slovakia has commented on the show.
You know what? We'll take that one. We'll take our Nebraska listener and Slovakia, and we will just toast you guys, man. And then, Jeff, like 2 days ago, this whole thing, it's kind of like blew out of proportion. I thought everyone went a little crazy on it. Let's see here. So Eleanor Terrett reported that Circle had received a Wells notice, and she kind of jumped the gun, but this is based on her sources, but sometimes sources are not right, and she made a missed call. She soon corrected that, but she said, here's the response from Circle. I went with the word of several trusted sources on this, apologize for the mistake, and then she tagged Dante Disparte, who's the chief strategy officer, head of global policy over at Circle Pay. And he, in a very nice way, said, thank you, Eleanor. Apology accepted. Alas, there's a lot of churn, swirl, and rumors informing the market right now. But I thought that was handled beautifully. She made a mistake. She corrected it. But meanwhile, crypto Twitter went nuts. They were like, this and that. And then people were attacking Eleanor. And then the XRP community was coming to her rescue. Look, man, it's an honest mistake. And she corrected it.
Now, imagine if it comes out to be accurate.
Well,
what if it actually did happen?
Well, she did say
saying it didn't happen.
Well, Dante Disparte said the Circle had not received the Wells notice. And then she said, here's the response. And then she was tagging in this. So look, you're right. I mean, nobody knows for sure, but look, she can only go on the word that they didn't receive a Wells notice. But we're pretty sure they're all in the mail, Jeff. They just haven't received it yet. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe that's what she's going on. They got it. Oh, they didn't get it yet. Maybe they didn't check the mail. Maybe they didn't check their mail yet.
It's in the mail. Well, if Gary Gensler is worried about sending, doing a security deal in 3 to 4 days, imagine when that mail is going to get there. I mean, it could be forever.
Hopefully they send it FedEx. FedEx next day, it's going to arrive. They'll get it.
Something like that, Jeff.
Send it snail mail. Guess what? You're not going to get it.
What?
It doesn't happen.
They took another one of Rosalind Layton's articles down off Forbes, Jeff. I wanted to get into it.
Yeah, it's gone.
They took it down. It's because she criticized the SEC.
There you go, one by one. But they are going after Paxos. The problem that we're going to see here is that they're going after one by one chip. They're going after stable coins, which is why she brought up Circle. It's very clear as to why she thought that. Paxos to stop minting stablecoin BUSD. Come on now. Following regulatory action. I think this is wrong. Was it regulatory action? Would you put it in that phraseology?
I don't think so.
Regulatory action, or was it just
regulatory action is based on regulations? There aren't regulations. So how can it be regulatory actions?
It was reported on Sunday the SEC intended to sue Paxos for selling BUSD as an unregistered security. But that's their intent, is to sue. That's their opinion. It still needs to go to in front of the court. But correction, corrects that Paxos said it would cease issuing Binance USD at the direction of the New York Department of Financial Services, not the SEC. So that's interesting too. Stablecoin issuer Paxos. There's a spider in front of me. Stablecoin issuer Paxos will stop minting new Binance tokens at the direction of the New York Department of Financial Services, with the news coming just after a report of the threat of legal action. So wait a minute. So they threatened legal action, but then the New York Department of Financial Services told them to stop doing it. Man, stuff's getting pretty deep here. Look at this. Following Sunday's news, some 52 million of BUSD were sent to exchanges, indicating a desire, as per data, indicating a desire by users to turn them into fiat or other stable coins. They want to start moving them. And they're coming after one by one. They're coming after it. And this is, they're going to try to cut, the U.S. is going to try to cut crypto off at the knees if Gary Gensler has his way. They come after the exchanges. They're stopping the staking. But they didn't shut down Kraken. They went after the staking.
Pay 30 million, Jeff.
They got to pay 30 million. They're making money as they go. So the thing is, it looks like, I wonder if the SEC is running out of budget. Not that they run out of money, but they're running out of budget. So they got to raise more funds to fill their budget back up. So 30 million can go, a little ways, especially since the whole SEC v. Ripple case is probably costing them hundreds of millions at this point.
Look at this here, Jeff. S1 says the digital rupee pilots rolled out in India. Just got an email from my bank. Gensler and bad actors in the U.S. wake up and smell the coffee. Yes. Well, I'll be honest with you.
I saw a video on that. It was really interesting.
I'm not excited about a digital rupee, a digital yuan, a digital dollar, a digital euro, you name it. I'm not excited about it because, first of all, it's not blockchain tech. Second of all, it's more of the same. Centralized control. If it's a CBDC, I don't know if it is, but if it's a digital, it could be, but I don't think it's that. I don't know. I'm not excited about that. I mean, we already have digital anything, but is it a CBDC?
I would assume it's a CBDC. No, just like the digital rupee is definitely it's a digital rupee. I don't even think it's a CBDC.
Yeah, because
it's not really classified as a CBDC. It's 100% centralized. It's just a digital representation. Here's the UAE plans to issue a CBDC to promote digital payments. They have the whole new infrastructure in the UAE, the United Arab Emirates. According to an announcement, the first stage of the project sets up a series of digital payment infrastructures and services, including the issuance of a CBDC for cross-border and domestic uses. There goes that primary use case again, moving money. These digital payment initiatives will drive financial inclusion, promote payment innovation, security, and efficiency, and achieve a cashless society. The announcement said, adding that a digital dirham will address the problems and inefficiency of cross-border payments and help drive innovation for domestic payments, respectively. Now, obviously, there's a lot of workers that come into the UAE, and obviously they need to send their money back home, whether it's going to India or Pakistan or wherever they're coming in to work from over in the United Arab Emirates. They got to send money home. So it's a real thing.
Look at this.
So India, the UAE, and there's the rupee. Oh, you got that one up.
Yeah, this is from CoinDesk, and it says unpacking India's CBDC pilots as the country prepares for the digital rupee. Start a retail CBDC pilot in 4 cities. Interesting. Which city are you in? Maybe that's one of the cities that's being targeted. Let's see. It launched 2 CBDC pilots last year. It's now been extended to 15 cities. Shagradar at the newest edition. Official told CoinDesk more than 50,000 customers, 10,000 small and big merchants have been onboarded, including Reliance Retail, the nation's largest retail chain. The CBDCR is meant for private sector and Indian citizens. The wholesale CBDCs are restricted to financial institutions meant to improve the efficiency of the interbank payments. India's charge towards CBDCs isn't exactly unique. Additionally, 105 countries representing 95. Okay, so it's just blah, 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 blah. Yeah, CBDC. So that's
blah 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 CBDC.
But call it the digital.
Basically
But call
what's
it the digital rupee. It sounds so much better, right?
Sounds a
Than
lot better, is it?
than the CBDC rupee. It's like
Ranjan. We haven't seen Ranjan on forever. Holy
yeah.
cow.
I think he was here last week.
Was he?
Yeah.
Man, well, I haven't seen him since last week.
You haven't seen
now
a
he's
comment
back.
on the screen, but he's
No,
been
we
here.
haven't seen the comments.
He's always
Isn't
here.
Kraken based outside of the US?
No,
I'm not sure where their
no, it's
corporate
based
office is, but I thought it was in the US.
It is.
And actually I thought that they're aren't they in Wyoming? They have a bank in Wyoming.
Yeah, they're actually located in San Francisco. 237 Kearny Street is their headquarters.
Where they registered.
Oh, wait a minute. They shut it down in April last year. They'll close its. They closed it in San Francisco, so it wasn't safe, Jeff.
Definitely not safe in San Francisco. I remember that. I remember he moved it. That's why I thought they went to Wyoming, but that's on.
They did
Might
move
just
somewhere.
Might just be the bank is in Wyoming.
Maybe that's it.
Wyoming.
I like this. This is what you have to have if you live in San Francisco. You have a map. This is the San Francisco poop map to show you where all the turds are on the street. That city has changed a lot, man, over the last 10 to 15 years. It is an absolute. Again, man, that's one blue team rule, and that's what you get. You get a lot of nastiness.
Oh, they got the Wyoming banking license back in 2020. That's what it was.
That's what it was. Okay. So, Jeff, the good thing about the internet is that people will pick up your story and put their own name on it. This one here
That's
is
always good.
this is Rosalind Layton, but somehow it says by Julian Whaling. But I double checked, and this is the right one. So the article
That's how it
is
stays up.
Yeah, why does the SEC treat, well, it's on a different platform. Why does the SEC treats Ripple and Ethereum differently? Why is that, Jeff? Well, we're going to find out. So the SEC case against Ripple comes to an end after more than 2 years of public scrutiny. The documents refer to a 2018 speech by then SEC Director of Corporate Finance, William Hinman. In the absence of clear regulatory guidance, constitutes public instruction at best for crypto and stakeholders who avoid enforcement action. Speech sounds muffled, declared a crypto asset, Ethereum's native token, outside security laws, and subsequently the SEC launched a case against a similar project to Ethereum, Ripple. I don't know about that, but seeking billions in penalties for virtually identically offering that purportedly fit Hinman's criteria for Ether, I should say. Conflict of interest explanation suggests that Hinman had a financial stake in its entity promoting Ether over a competing coin such as XRP. In any event, the release of the speech documents make it clear whether Ethereum supporters influence Hinman's speech, while Hinman himself says the speech begins the speech by saying it only reflects his view, not the SEC's. The unsealing may show whether SEC officials have perspective on the matter. That's what we're waiting to see, Jeff. Who chimed in on it? What did they say? Did XRP come up? Did anybody say, well, what about if Ethereum's cool? What about the other, other coins, right? The other altcoins, anything else in there, So, Bob, there's battle of emotions, whether to seal or unseal the documents. SEC's website lists Freedom of Information Act exemptions, specifically for national security, trade secrets, and personal issues. I'm sure it's classified under every one of these, Jeff. Court has already determined the Hinman speech documents are not subject to due process or attorney-client privileges, so it may be a high legal hurdle for the SEC to claim the Hinman speech was sufficient regulatory guidance, and then public refused to back up the speech. You can't have it both ways. The SEC will have it every way. Any way that sort of sticks. I'm trying to think. There's another part of this that was good. The notion that a regulatory agent can favor an actor in the request of a firm or industry reflects the concept of regulatory capture, a concept defined in the Theory of Economic Regulation by George Steiger in 1971, which was later developed in economics, won the Nobel Peace Prize. And Stigler challenges the idea that the regulation is done to protect the public, but to serve industry. Gosh, this all sounds so mundane, like what we've heard over and over and over again. But another good, phenomenal article by Rosalind Layton. For really difficult problems, regulation should be adopted only with targeted, limited goals. In fact, crypto industry has consistently asked Congress to develop necessary legislation to clarify the roles of U.S. regulators. At least 8 agencies currently claim jurisdiction over crypto. Jeff, I was only aware of 2 of them, CFTC and SEC. Were there other ones?
Fighting for regulation, regulatory control.
I don't know. It's very weird. It's all very strange. Indeed.
Very bizarre.
How bizarre. Remember that song? How bizarre. How bizarre. There's a song like that back in the whenever. I don't know.
Back in the day. That's when it was, Chip.
It was a day, Jeff.
But I'll tell you what. So we have talked about Kathy Wood from ARK Invest. She's the CEO of ARK Invest. So she's saying that the SEC crypto crackdown is great for decentralization, but not so good for the U.S. And why does she say that? She's saying because the U.S. SEC's latest enforcement actions could have a negative impact on the competitiveness of the country's crypto industry. Yes, it will. Kathy Wood says the regulatory differences between nations could push foreign exchange platforms ahead of U.S. ones. That's true. According to Wood, the SEC's crackdown on crypto firms could stifle U.S. competitiveness, giving outside exchange platforms a leg up. Now, this is just one more example of those that are in charge over here right now, pushing the competitive edge of the U.S. offshore, trying to bring the level here down and trying to allow everybody else to catch up. But what's happening right now, as we know, with cryptocurrency, crypto is a global phenomenon. The U.S. doesn't necessarily have to push all these things over there. They're already there building at rapid speed. The fact that we're going to slow down or come to a grinding halt is just going to let everybody pass us. And anything that's over here right now, all leaving. They're all leaving. They're all taking off. Oh, there we go.
Kraken is U.S. based. My buddy is a chief operating officer. Great. CJ, why don't you introduce me to him? Let's have Jeff and I be introduced. We'd love to get somebody from Kraken on. Maybe they don't want to, but we'd love to get them on the program. So if you want to make an intro, reach out to us on our website. There's a contact us form. It goes to our email, and love to hear from you, man. That's good. Thank you for that.
That'd be sweet.
Jeff, how about this one? Hey, you guys. No, that's
there he is. And see, Ron John said he hasn't been around for a bit. But so here's Kristen Smith. If you don't know, Kristen Smith is the CEO of Blockchain Association. So Kristen Smith says it certainly feels from an industry perspective like there's a crypto carpet bombing going on right now. And yes, you know why? Crypto investors brace for more crackdowns from the regulator.
The enforcer, Gary Gensler, man on the beat. I'm ready for handcuffs. My hands are together. You can cuff me. Cuff me if you want.
He's such a piece of
super douche. Oh, Apex Crypto's here. We can start the show.
Apex Crypto. Man, we haven't seen Apex Crypto for a long time either.
He's dropping he drops comments on our videos, Jeff.
Yeah, but not here live. Live.
Oh, look at this right here. XRP's Peaky Blinders says
or rug
S1 says Kathy Wood is hot. Kathy Wood is 67 years old.
Kathy Wood is 67.
Did you know that? It's incredible. You know what's so funny is because not to say anything, Jeff, but I just saw a picture of Madonna, and she's like 62 or 63. Kathy Wood, who's 5 years older,
significantly better,
beyond even reason, man. It's unbelievable. I don't even know who that person was on stage. It was bizarre.
All right, so I thought this was funny. So John Deaton said, I read the BTC white paper. To be honest, I didn't understand all the technical stuff, but I knew I was reading something special that could change the world. Immediately, I had immense respect and affection for this Satoshi guy. Apparently, he doesn't feel the same way.
Scroll down to my comment, Jeff.
You're blocked by Craig Wright.
Scroll down to my comments in there.
John, he called XRP a scam, and so I said, pot kettle. I said I respected Satoshi Nakamoto. Rest assured, it was not Satoshi who blocked you. The guy who likes to portray himself as being superior to others, otherwise known as fake Satoshi. Wright's actions reflect his insecurities, not Satoshi or the Bitcoin community. You gotta love it.
Yeah. Don't worry, dude. You weren't blocked by Satoshi, okay? Wink, wink. You know, it's like, but I know John was saying it in jest too, but it was like,
Oh,
don't
yeah.
worry.
Fake.
It's fake
Fake
Satoshi.
Satoshi.
All right, Satoshi, if you're a real Satoshi, move a sat, just 10 sats, 100 sats from your wallet somewhere else. Oh, that's weird. They didn't move. Okay. Thanks for playing along, pal. Look at this, Jeff. We have this right here. Look at this. So Paxos, also getting under some scrutiny right now, says it's prepared to vigorously fight the SEC lawsuit, where Kraken chose to say we can either settle for 30 million or it's going to cost us 50 to 100 million plus to fight it.
They said, here's the 30.
Here's 30. Close it down. Thank you very much. I'll go whine on social media about it. The company today confirmed that it received a Wells notice from the regulatory agency, Jeff. They're just going out like they're mass mailing these things. It's like a mass campaign. Paxos confirmed on Monday it did receive a Wells notice from the SEC, and it's stating that it's prepared to take on the agency and any so-called enforcement actions related to stablecoin Binance USD. Now, Wells notices that official letter from the SEC that informs the recipients that the agency is preparing to bring a massive potential enforcement action against them. It's like, we might, Becky Forbes says, go Paxos. Paxos disagree with the SEC's belief that its Binance USD tokens is security, stating, and also Paxos categorically disagrees with the SEC staff because BUSD is not a security under the federal security laws, the company said. A statement to be clear, it's unequivocally, there are no other allegations against Paxos. Thank God for someone like Paxos that's not going to take it lying down. They're going to fight back. But again, it's different from Jesse Powell at Kraken. He's running an exchange. It's easier to shut it down. Something like this threatens Paxos' entire business model. Okay, so it's a whole different sort of it's on a different level.
Thank you, Gary Gensler.
Douchebag. So Paxos said it would end its relationship with Binance in a statement released. Well, Jeff, the other thing about this was, that people don't know, is that PayPal was working with Paxos to do their stablecoin. It's like, what, stablecoin? What we were just talking about? We don't know anything about a stablecoin, Jeff.
And PayPal actually shut that project down.
Yeah, but they were talking with Paxos about it. And again, it was this. So this is it right here. So that it announced it said it would be working with the New York Department of Financial Services and brought its BUSD to a close, but they were regulated by the New York Department of Financial Services. They got the green light, and the New York Department of Financial Services said they did something wrong. But of course, they didn't notify them. The SEC just sent them a Wells notice. I'm trying to find out exactly what it was. But the balance between the Binance Peg BUSD and BUSD issued by Paxos and held to collateral has slipped a significant amount on multiple occasions, according to data that was compiled by Jonathan Reeder and Patrick Tan, a blockchain an analytics firm, Chain Argos. Difference exceeded 1 billion on 3 occasions, 2020 and 2021. That's relevant because last time I checked, it's 2023. Great for being on top of that one, right? Spokesperson for Binance told Bloomberg discrepancies were delays in gathering the appropriate amount of capital. So instead of investigating and saying, hey guys, what happened here? Can you open your books and show us? Yeah, here's full disclosure. No. Send a Wells notice. But Jeff, I think it's high time that we talk about the thing. We got to jump into this, Jeff. We got to talk about this. Are you ready?
Okay. I'm almost ready. Jeff
and I have been talking about this NFT project, but if you guys are OGs and you guys been around a while, Jeff and I started a casual.
Wait, that's not it.
Jeff and I started a casual joke a couple of years ago. We said, you know what would be the best coin ever? The Yeti coin. Why? Because the Yetis are first, they're cool animals, they're elusive. It would avoid any kind of regulation. We used to make jokes about it all the time, and every once in a while we'd still bring up the Yeti, talk about the Yeti and everything. So we wanted to kind of just have a soft announcement of what we're working on, just to kind of put it out there. You guys, please, go follow us on Twitter. We think have like 12 people following us. And I don't know how they followed us, Jeff, but they just found us somehow.
No idea how they found us, but yeah, we're going to start building the community over on Twitter. We're working on a Discord too. And little by little, we'll start rolling some things out. There's just a lot of excitement in the space. So Chip, we got a little bit of a voiceover to play. We got a little Twitter
Okay, let me first of all just kind of preview this a little bit. So the name of our project, the Badass Yetis. These are the badass Yetis you've ever seen. They're taking their badassery swag out of the Himalayas in this new NFT series by On the Chain podcast, which is on the badassyetis.com. Still working on that, but we'll get that out. 13 followers, Jeff. I think we picked up one somehow. But if you'd like to go ahead and play that voiceover, I'm going to go ahead.
Yeah, pull up a nice image, and I'm going to throw up the voiceover here in a second. You pull that guy up. So here we go. Let me start the voice. Here we go.
In the remote Himalayan mountains, there lies a legend of a creature like no other. For generations, the 10 tribes of the Badass Yeti have lived in seclusion, steeped in customs and traditions that have been passed down for centuries. These powerful creatures derive their strength from the elements of the earth, and their spiritual beliefs revolve around the earth, sky, moon, sun, and stars. They are the guardians of their mountain home and will stop at nothing to protect it. But as the world changes and the environment is threatened, the Badass Yeti must embrace technology to preserve their way of life. They turn to XRP technology to symbolize their values of speed, efficiency, transparency, and connection to their environment. With some tribes leaving their mountain homes and others disappearing through attrition, the future of the Badass Yeti is uncertain, but their passion and determination to protect their culture and their tribes remain as strong as ever. Amidst the folklore and mythology surrounding the creature, different cultures and traditions have imagined the Badass Yeti using a wide range of weapons. They will do whatever it takes to defend their home and the natural balance of their world. Prepare to embark on a thrilling adventure like no other as the legend of the Badass Yeti unfolds before your very eyes.
Before your very eyes, Jeff, and there it is right there, just so you guys get a little taste of it. The Badass Yetis. There are obviously a bunch of different tribes. Some are friendly, some are not friendly, but they are coming out of the Himalayas. They understand tech, and they are absolutely incredible. Love to see what you guys think about these guys, but they'll be available soon enough. Again, still in development, but wanted to share something with you guys. And I'll put this up here. You can go. Here's one of the little buggers right now. Look at that, Jeff. That's badassery right there. And
That is pretty badass.
And here it is right here. There's the Badass Yeti. 0 tweets. We haven't tweeted out of this account yet. And if you look at when we started this account, Jeff, August of 2021. That's how far the idea went. So
That's how long it's been.
It took a little bit of time, guys, but I'm going to drop this in the chat here. So if you guys want to go follow, just look up at Badass Yetis with a plural. But if you guys are on Twitter, please go give it a follow and check it out. But really excited about rolling this puppy out. We'll share more things. Oh, we got Jeff. We picked up another follower. Someone just followed us, Jeff.
There we go. Good. Boom. They're just like
here's
that.
the Badass Yeti following. Well, let's check it out.
Woohoo.
Jeff.
Following
Chip,
you, me,
and on the chain.
On the chain. Sweet. That's how
Beautiful.
it goes.
Yeah. And of course, we have the URL part, Badass Yetis, but there you go, man. Look who's following us, Monica Long. That's a lie, Jeff. That just says who to follow. Wouldn't that be funny? It's like, who's one of our 14 followers? Well, Monica Long is, right? Let's see. Let's refresh it. Anybody else? Come on, guys. You can't give that a follow. Let's go. Promote. Let's go. 16. There you guys are in action there. That's great. But anyway, that's the Badass Yetis right there.
Gonna have a bunch of crypto bad Yetis hitting you up in your DMs.
Yeah, that's awesome. Appreciate that extra Peaky Blinders there and whatever.
And hey, as we're rolling that out, John Gill said Mr. Burns has to protect his associates at the detriment of the U.S. remaining competitive. Go away, G-Man.
Go away, G-Man.
Boom.
Jeez, that's too big, Jeff. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Boom.
Hit me with the douche bag. The squadouche. Look at the squadouche over there, Jeff. But yeah, the Badass Yetis are gonna ride, Jeff.
Badass.
So look at, they call them Yowies in Australia. Who knew?
I had no idea.
Yowies.
What does Gensler call them?
We call them
Yowie.
Sasquatch here in the U.S. By the way, somebody did put a funny joke up here. Let me see if I can find it.
Steve said, I bet Gary eats yellow Yeti snow.
This is a Flare community said, little known fact, the Yeti always knows what time it is. Just checks his Sasquatch. Touche. But where's that hit? Ba-dum-ts. Very good one, man. Flare community. Love it, man. His Sasquatch.
T-shirts will be coming.
T-shirts are coming. Yeah, T-shirts are coming.
A lot of stuff. This has taken us so long to put this together. So little by little, we'll start rolling it out. We got to start just building a solid community around it. It's going to take some time. Definitely will. But we've got the art is probably been the biggest obstacle, Chip.
Yeah, they are. We had an idea, but I mean, just kind of putting it down and something that was fun for Jeff and I, especially talking about, I mean, we really want to roll out the Yeti token, and who knows, maybe we will. Let's see what happens. But we, of course, don't want to get a Wells notice and be yanked into court with Daddy G. We don't want that. So, but we had everything. We had a lot of stuff and utility planned out. We didn't just start this 2 years ago out of a whim and a prayer. We had a lot of thought behind it. So people go like, what's that say?
Call him dinner in Michigan. But DK had logged in when I had the Gary up.
Oh, man, that's a lot to come in at. I was like, oh, hit me with it.
There you go.
You imagine being his twin brother, and he goes out and people just want to throw darts at the back of his head.
Imagine that. Good. Come on in. It's on the website.
Yeah, please stop.
You can find it on the website. Oh my God. It's all good.
Wait a minute. This can't be true, Jeff. Ron John never had a Twitter account? Dude, no time like the present. Let's get going.
Twitter. Clarity, not Yeti.
Yeah, right. Okay, wrong one. Yes. Oops.
We have Clarity, not Yeti.
We'll do a Gensler one, a version of it. A Gensler.
Oh God.
I think there's that great tale when Gensler gets attacked and eaten by those cute little Yetis. That's what happens, Jeff. It's like, I don't know how it goes down, but something happens.
Are you sure your Yetis aren't a security?
Nope. NFTs. NFTs, baby.
Becky can't find Yetis. It's badass Yetis.
That's badass Yetis. Badass Yetis. I dropped it in the chat. I'll drop it in there again. There it is. Badass Yetis.
But like it's hot.
Yes. At Badass Yetis. It'll be badassyetis.com once we get the website up. But everyone's, I mean, the cool thing was we were kind of waiting too for the XRP August. We wanted to mint them there because it makes a lot of sense. So that's kind of the deal. And that's what we're going to do. Yeah. That's what we're going to do.
Everyone's going to jump on this one now. Clarity, not Yeti.
Clarity, not Yeti.
Not Yeti.
Man, Jeff, what have we created? A monster. A monster and a half. Sophie's telling us it's time to go. She's like, great show, great people, great time. Catch you on the next one. Hit that like before you forget. She's like, the last 10 minutes are filler. I'm out every time. Sophie, we appreciate you being here.
Yeti can be short, skinny, and bald. There we go.
I don't even want to. I don't even care. I don't even want the visual on screen in my mind. I want to erase it from there. Back
Gary
here.
Yeti.
I'm glad that you're kind of guesstimating what he's going to look like. I don't want any part of it, to be honest with you.
NFTs.
Gary and the Hendersons.
Oh, Gary and the Hendersons. That's good.
Got all kinds of stuff here.
Made with spaghetti.
Spaghetti. Wow, just keep them coming, man. We're rocking the Yetis. Yeah, and the good news is there's only 5 of them, the ones we showed you, and they cost 10,000 each. So there you go. Not true.
So what is, a side note, Mr. Wolf, what is the Nova Wolf news? Do you have any commentary on that? I'm trying to look. Celsius reaches acquisition agreement with Nova Wolf. Well, this is interesting. Celsius Network chooses Nova Wolf bid for bankruptcy exit. I'm trying to find the right one.
There's a right one?
I don't know. There's one that's on Reuters. It's the first one that came up.
Who owns that? Is that a Goldman Sachs company? Just asking, Jeff.
I know. And who wrote it? let's see what kind of spin they put on this. Crypto lender Celsius Network will seek to exit bankruptcy under the guidance of asset manager Nova Wolf Digital Management, which will take over the operation of a new company that will be owned by Celsius customers. New company that will be owned by Celsius customers. The company said at court, wow. The proposed deal with Nova Wolf should allow Celsius to exit Chapter 11 and begin returning crypto assets to customers in June. Wow. Celsius selected Nova Wolf's bid out of more than 130 proposals, saying that Nova Wolf was the only finalist that intended to maintain long-term control over Celsius. Those assets would be owned by Celsius creditors and managed by Nova Wolf under a profit-sharing agreement, who is overseeing the Chapter 11. That's interesting, man. Then this was which was this part of the same plan. Other than Celsius customers with less than 5,000 in their accounts will be eligible to receive a one-time payment in Bitcoin, Ethereum, or USDC. Celsius estimates that option will be available to more than 85% of its customers, providing them with about 70% of the value of their deposit. Customers with more than 5,000 would receive payments from crypto that's left over after smaller customer accounts have been paid back, and will additionally receive ownership shares in the new company. Chip, I am going to own Celsius.
It's awesome. Sounds good.
I get to own a piece of a company that's coming out of bankruptcy. This is outstanding.
Nuco.
Who knows if it's going to succeed or fail or what have you. I don't know if this is good. I don't know if this is bad. I don't know, Chip.
Here's
I
Nova
really
Wolf
don't know.
investing in
Is
the
it good news?
infrastructure for
Sounds like good news.
decentralized age. Founded in July of 2021, Nova Wolf, an SEC registered investment advisor, seeks to leverage operational knowledge to make sound investment decisions. What could possibly go wrong? Nova Markets, here it is, credit value investing, digital assets and fintech, and energy and infrastructure. And then let's see, that's the team here. We've got the principals, Jason New, co-founder, Michael Abate, co-founder and managing partner, Paul Prager, co-founder, Nazar Khan, he's a co-founder. So there you go. And then some of the investment team over here, head of tech, blah, 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 blah. Jordan Love, energy trader, and there they are. Happy. It sounds like it could potentially be good news, Jeff. It just seems like, how will those remaining funds get paid back? I'm not exactly 100% sure how that's going to happen, but
well, it
look,
just said here, so if you have more than 5,000, you're standing in line waiting for all the smaller customers to get paid back. And then, and will additionally, so in addition, so you might get nothing, but you'll get ownership shares in the new company, in Nuco.
okay, because everyone's super excited to start putting their money in that.
I
They're just
can't
close.
wait to have ownership shares in Nuco that who knows if it's going to succeed or fail. I would really
Well,
like my digital assets back, but in lieu of that,
we'll see
I
what
have
happens, Jeff. But
ownership shares in Nuco.
that's all we have for tonight. This guy, Legendary, says Noble Wolf sounds trustworthy. It's not Noble Wolf, it's Nova Wolf.
Noble. It's so
It's
noble.
Nova Wolf, and Wolf,
Nova.
it's
Nuvo.
and
Nuvo
Wolf is
or
spelled
Nova?
Nova
Nova.
Wolf. I don't even know what the hell that means, Jeff.
Yeah.
How do we invest haphazardly? How we invest haphazardly, whatever we.
What? My God. Crypto G says, as a future Nova Wolf shareholder, first order of business, fill out SEC form on the website.
Oh, Crypto G, what we do without you, man? Bring in the humor, bring in the funnies. I love
They'll
it.
find a way to screw us all.
Well, first of all, you got to find the form. You better get busy looking for the form. Number one, that's what I would do. That's your homework till we meet again on Saturday. But look for the form, dude. Holy cow! We had a chance to almost meet. He was down in Lauderdale, and we were gonna meet up, and then just got busy. But anyway, we were close.
Mr. Wolf said Gary will find a way to screw Celsius victims. Just
Of
wait.
course.
That's it.
How can
I'm expecting that.
institutional gets paid first, not you? I'm sorry. We're supposed to do that. Whatever. All right, Jeff, let's get out of here. That's all we got tonight, guys.
Another one here.
Thank you
Yeti
so much.
Gary,
being
hang
here.
on. Yeti Gary needs a Howie test logo on him. expectation of profit, common enterprise, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Blah, 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 blah. What a show. I needed that good laugh at the end. Look, just fill out the form. Or first order of business. Fill out the form.
Fill out the form. And then
Actually,
XRP said, what will you do with all your Fahrenheit shares, Jeff?
you got to
We're going to
find
have a
them
party.
first.
We're going to have a
good Lord.
We're going to have a party. I don't know what we're going to get, but we're going to have a party at McDonald's.
One of those little party hats you put on, those little triangle party hats, and a cupcake. And it'll be not the regular size cupcakes, the little minis where you can pop the whole thing in your mouth, but you choose to do this. Little tiny bites, Jeff. That's all we got, guys. Let's get out of here. I do mean it this time. That's all we have tonight, and we are out of here.
Thanks.
You guys have a good one. Yeti Steaks, man. Bring on the Yeti jokes, people. And we will see you guys on the next one. You got anything, Jeff?
That's it.
All right, guys. See you on the next one. Chip and Jeff. Ow!
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.